What's up, community? My name is Professor Kane, and this is Relationomics, the series that takes a look at the uncanny parallels between economics and relationships, and yes, there are many. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about something called the sunk cost fallacy. Now, that might sound completely foreign. It may sound absolutely Belgian, but I'm going to break it down. The sunk cost fallacy deals with sunk costs. Now, you might be asking, Professor Kane, what is a sunk cost? Like, the only thing I know is sunk is like ships, like when ships are sailing and then they don't sail anymore because they sunk. That's really similar to a sunk cost, like the Titanic. Nobody's using the Titanic anymore because it's sunk. Unless you're James Cameron and you decide you want to make a $2.5 billion movie on the Titanic. Or unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio and decide you want to get your acting career started in that movie about the Titanic. Yeah, no, Titanic was a terrible example. Here's a different one. So let's say that you ask this girl out and she resoundingly says yes. So you're like, I'm gonna do all I can to impress this girl. This is a top level girl. So you go and you make a reservation at a restaurant. You have to lay $20 down straight up for that reservation. Like, this is how exclusive that place is. So then the day rolls around and this girl calls you up and says, hey, listen, I can't make it. Now, aside from that being like a terrible situation to have, you have a complex calculus to make. And I'm not talking about the girl. The girl, you're done. She's done. She's out. I'm talking about that reservation. Because are you still going to go to this restaurant and still eat expensive food because you've paid that $20 already, and that's a non-refundable $20? Or are you going to go somewhere else for cheaper and maybe like some Ben & Jerry's? The answer should be Ben & Jerry's. And the reason is because that $20 you laid down for the reservation is a sunk cost. You're not going to get it back. It's sunk. So that's basically the sunk cost fallacy. What it says is sunk costs should not be used for future financial decisions. Sunk costs are in the past. They've already happened. You're not going to get them back. Don't continue an investment just because you have so many sunk costs. There's this thing called loss aversion that says, I don't want to lose the things that I've already invested in the sunk cost, so I'm going to stay with it even though it's terrible. So now, let's apply that to girls. So the sunk cost fallacy actually really works the same way. Let's say you got this buddy and he's just in this toxic relationship. Chernobyl, the nuclear meltdown place, that looks like Mr. Clean's house compared to this relationship. This is no, there's double standards. It's just toxic in general. It's emotionally unstable. It's emotionally taxing. It is interfering with his life. No. I mean, they're not like peanut butter and jelly. They're like peanut butter and like Nutella. Like toothpaste and orange juice. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Like bleach and ammonia. These two things do not go well together. Batteries and microwaves. Like snacking nuts and gum. Hot sauce and shampoo. Like Coke and Mentos. These two things just are not meant to be together. As much as they want to be together, it's not going to happen. It's not good. Like, this is a not good relationship. And so your buddy comes up to you and says, hey, should I break up with this girl? And you say, yes. This is a relationship that, no, should not exist at all. And he says, well, I'm really into her and like I've spent a lot of time with her and I mean, we know each other really well and like it's hard to leave somebody after all that time. And you say, no. There's this thing called the sunk cost fallacy and you're suffering from it. Just because you've invested this now sunk time in this girl doesn't mean that it's going to be a healthy relationship in the future. Things don't magically work themselves out the way they do in the movies. And that's just not a thing. And then your buddy says, well, and then you lay down that law. You don't hit people though, that's not okay. The point of the sunk cost fallacy is that there is no point in dumping more investment into relationships that aren't going to pan out. It doesn't matter how much you've dumped in it. It doesn't matter how much loss you would take from it. You will lose a lot more continuing in a bad relationship than cutting the cord off now. So that's basically the sunk cost fallacy. Pretty easy, I mean, that actually, I'm not gonna lie, that's a rough one to swallow. But like your medicine, you gotta swallow it no matter how bad it is. Thanks for watching. Stay salty. Hydrogen and pressurized bombs. I'm not gonna get into it. You get what I'm saying. Don't do it.